Evening beeps, good evening everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Alright, let's talk what next for Anthony Joshua after defeat to Daniel Dubois. Hopefully we've all had time to calm down a little bit, to breathe, to make sense of what we saw last night. Maybe watch it back a few times. I've done all of the above. So when I give you my thoughts and opinions on what AJ should do next, it's not a knee-jerk reaction, although it could be classed as a knee-jerk reaction because it's still less than 24 hours ago. But I feel like if I was to do this video a week later or a month later, my opinions and thoughts aren't going to change. AJ has a lot of options because AJ is a superstar. AJ guarantees himself a lot of money every time he fights. He guarantees a lot of people a lot of money every time he fights. That's what he does. He's a fighter. It's something that he's been doing since he was, what, 17, 18? And he's had a very successful career, very successful. I mean, I don't think more than 10 people, less than that, have made what AJ has made in and out of the ring. Like, AJ could be top 6, top 7 earners in the history of this sport. Again, he's aligned to a lot of big brands outside of boxing. Under Armour. He was with Beats. I don't think he's with Beats anymore. Lucasade, Range Rover, you name it, Hugo Boss. He's aligned to a lot of big companies, which also generates a lot of money, let alone what he's made in the ring. Hundreds and hundreds of millions. Olympic gold medalist, world championship silver medalist. I think you guys know where I'm going right now. Unified heavyweight champion of the world. He was trying to be a three-time heavyweight world champion. On Saturday, it just didn't go his way. I think AJ should call it quits. I really do. I reeled off all those accolades because it's been a fantastic career. It really has been. And look, if he wants to continue, I'm sure we will probably add maybe a couple more accolades to that. But I don't know what the want is anymore. I don't know what it is. I've always said this, and I'm not going to change. One thing I've always said since I started this channel, and this is with people I did not know before. Like when I started this channel, I didn't know any boxers. But I've always said, get in, get rich, get out. I've always said it. Always said it. And even though I work in the sport, I'm not going to change my opinion on that. Get in, get rich if you can, and then get out. Right? If you can collect some accolades along the way as well as getting rich, even better. AJ's done all of that. He's got in. He started this sport very, very late. He's got in. He's won enormous accolades. He's collected a huge amount of money, right? His faculties are still in place. Get out. Get out. The only thing AJ didn't get is the undisputed. He was close. He was close to having an undisputed title fight. Didn't happen. It was close a few times with Deontay Wilder. We thought he was very close if he would have got past Daniel Dubois. But he's far away from that now. So I don't think that will ever be on the table anymore. And that was the only thing he was chasing. There would always be a chase for money. We always want more, don't we? We always want more money. But in this sport, more money can lead to bad health. And I'm sorry, it's health above wealth all the time, right? Surely that should be everyone's thought process. And I've been around, and I'm lucky now because I'm really deep in the sport. Not deep in it. I mean, I don't see what goes on behind the scenes in terms of all the bloody politics, but I'm deep in it to the point where I speak to fighters outside of boxing, right? I mean, I call them, I speak to them. I see firsthand the damage this sport can cause to people. Firsthand. I do not want this sport to cause damage to AJ. I don't want it. This is heavyweight boxing. Fucking shit can get scary very quickly. Very quickly. And if AJ's on this I'm a warrior thing and I'm going to stand there and have a trade with you bullshit, then stop. Stop. Honestly. It's a young man's game. And you've done enough. Again, I know people are going to calm down, Addy, but no, for me, it's true. You've done enough. I said this before the Dubois fight. I said, if AJ loses, it's a long way back. I said this, and I said he'll probably call it quits. I said this. The videos are there. Put them up. I don't hide. I said this. He lost. So I'm not going to change my opinion. Like, it's not like I said this, if he lost, he then lost. So I'm going to keep to my facts of what I think is true. I think AJ should retire. Could AJ still compete with some heavyweights? Of course he can. Could he knock out a few good heavyweights? Of course he can. Can he get knocked out? Yes, he can. And that's the worry. And some people might say they all can get knocked out. This is true. I've never seen him get knocked out like that. I've never seen him get hurt like that. Not like that. Not like that. We've seen it in small patches in different fights. I remember Dillian White's left hook. Obviously, Vladimir Klitschko put him down. The issue of Andy Ruiz. Usyk causing some problems, but we've never seen that. Not that what we saw last night. So look, AJ, I don't know what's in his bank balance, but it's in the hundreds of millions. It's fine. Now, some fighters, like Crawford, for example, I was saying, Crawford potentially could. I was saying Crawford could potentially retire as an option, but I said the reason why Crawford might stay on long is because Crawford hasn't made a lot of money early in his career. He's only started making money in the last few years. That can't be said of AJ. Again, you guys, the brands that have been aligned to AJ for years, for nearly a decade, have always been there. And the money he's been making, AJ's been a pay-per-view star for several years. Several years. And obviously Riyadh season money as well. He's financially okay, so I just don't know what the want is anymore. What, are you going to go in there with Dubois again? Like, I know AJ done well to get past Ruiz, yeah, the second time round. Dubois ain't no Ruiz. Dubois not gonna. Ruiz just partied and drunk and came in overweight, and he just literally threw his life away after the first the first AJ fight. Dubois ain't doing that. Dubois is locked in. Dubois locked in. His dad won't allow him to do that. He won't be allowed to go off the rails. I'd be shocked if Dubois ever had alcohol before. I'm not even fucking about with you. I'd be shocked. Like, what I'm trying to say is that this kid lives the life. He's young. He's big. He's as strong as you. Just don't see it. And if you don't go the Dubois rematch route, what are you doing? What's the plan then? What's the plan? A Bacoli? That? I mean, some people said a Dillian White. What's the point of these fights? Again, what's the point of a Dillian White fight? Is that it now with AJ? We're going those type of fights now. What is the point of that? The point of AJ was, at this stage of his career, big fights, title fights, or bust. So again, the only option is Dubois, and I just don't want to see that fight. Dubois hurt him from the very first round. It wasn't a shootout. People are talking like this was Hagler-Hearns. It wasn't Hagler-Hearns. It was Hagler-Hearns. Okay, if you want to say it was Hagler-Hearns for 10 seconds when AJ landed that overhand right. That was it, and then he got dropped. It wasn't what I think Frank Warren said Hagler-Hearns, or someone said. I was like, in my head, I was thinking, ain't Hagler-Hearns? Wasn't that? I mean, Hearns hurt Hagler badly, and then Hagler hurt him, and then Hearns hurt him, and Hagler hurt him. It was back and forth until Hagler got on top. This wasn't that. This was one-way traffic. That fight could have been stopped twice. This was one-way traffic until AJ gambled and bang. So, no, not for me. But look, that's my thought process. Eddie's come out, and this, what next? It's fair that I give you all the options. Eddie's come out and said that that AJ will probably take the rematch because he knows AJ, and that's what AJ is going to be thinking right now. Okay. I get it. I get it. I understand, and I understand it even more now why fighters don't want to go out like that. I get it. There's a reason why Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder wants a couple more, because Deontay Wilder got knocked out. Again, a guy that's made a ton of money. He got knocked out and he doesn't want to go out like that. I get it. So if AJ does take the rematch, I wouldn't be super surprised. I'd be disappointed, I think, but I wouldn't be super surprised. And look, if he doesn't take the rematch, again, there are options because he's AJ, and his next fight, look, if it's Dubois, it does a stadium again. If it's not Dubois, it's probably something in Saudi or the O2 Arena. He'll still be a big draw and he'll still generate big numbers. But it's a dangerous sport, man. Honestly, guys, I'm not joking. When you're ringside, yeah, and you hear the thuds of these punches, like these 18, 19, 20 stone monsters just hitting each other, you can hear it and you're thinking, fucking hell. Like what Jared Anderson took off Bacoli, you can't take that. And it was quite similar. I mean, AJ took a couple of big shots there. a couple of big shots. I know he was kind of, guard up, but the shots are coming through the sides, like they're coming through the sides, through the middle. He's getting teed up. I mean, even Terence Crawford I think he did several interviews after saying, look, AJ could come back, but it's a long road back. Like, he's taking a lot of damage. AJ's taking some damage, And it isn't just the damage that you guys see, right, in front of the cameras. It's the ones you don't see, the sparring wars. The ones you don't see. And you're talking 12 years of sparring wars. More than that. When AJ was an amateur, so you can go back a few years. Loads of sparring wars. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know what the truth is? The truth is, this is it. If AJ even won the fight, like me and Gareth A. Davis have been speaking about this for a while on our TalkSport podcast. If AJ won the fight, my head, AJ only had a couple of fights left anyway. If he won. So let alone if he lost. So what I'm saying isn't extreme. Because I thought if he beat Dubois, it was maybe a Fury fight or Usman. Then that was that anyway. Honestly, I thought AJ would have called it quits, regardless of the result back in the 2025. Done. So all I'm doing is fast forwarding it a year. What I'm saying isn't extreme. Why do we want to see these guys go on and 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 take punishment? That's why it's refreshing to see an Andre Ward or even a Carl Froch, who could have had a couple more knocks, by the way. Lennox Lewis, they tried to drag him back in so many times, right? I mean, he said after the Vitaly Klitschko fight, that's it, I'm done. And it was fantastic. Done. Move away. You've done what you needed to do. When you see the ones go on and on and on, and you interview them and you speak to them and you can hear the damage. You can hear the damage. You can't physically see the damage, but you can hear it. Because I've interviewed them years before and it was sharp. Now all of a sudden it's slowed and slurred. Not my AJ. Sorry, not my AJ. Don't want to see it. Anyway, guys, what do you want him to do next? What do you think he should do next? 2 different questions. Hopefully you guys can give me 2 different answers. Peace.